Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
I feel as though we've done this before.
Sim World.
Been saying it for years. I'm going to say it again now. We're all living in a simulated world. Anyone who's out there, out of the 5.2 million listeners who believes anything differently is, well, you're the insane one. Maybe we'll have you on fake news. Welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Jabe's looking great. Dan, you look like a piece of shit.
Thank you.
Accurate. She's actually, I didn't notice it before, but that's kind of a Laker girl outfit she has on right there.
Yeah.
But it's a Laker
whoopsie.
girl who now has 2 children and...
Yours is
like
a-
an old ass one? What are you saying?
That's what I was saying.
Like a Laker girl, but an old
Like a Paula
one.
I'm sorry. At
Yeah.
what point in my life have I pulled punches and not said things? I've offended everyone.
No, it's true. It's true.
But you're not that old. You're only like 33, right?
You
34?
look like a white rapist at a Dominican resort.
Ooh.
I look like a guy that works for the agency that's trying to blend in, but I'm white and have a red beard.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
everybody
youths.
knows, like that guy's a cop, brother.
Why is he putting on suntan lotion like he's on a vacation?
Why is he wearing
Hey,
aviators
guys.
inside?
Yeah.
Because, well, there's one of 2 reasons. One, I'm either really high on cocaine,
Yeah.
or I'm a police officer. I think the former is probably more likely.
You seem like a guy who goes up to younger kids at the bar and say, "Hey, you guys ready to get FUBAR too?" And it's just like, oh man, no one uses that.
You say this all the time, but there's a point in your life when all that bullshit, it just isn't cute anymore.
Yeah. I do. And we
but
said, what was the age we said, Jesse?
Well, 35?
Jared's age?
Jared's age. Yeah, it was Jared's age. I first, when I started saying that, it was first 27. And I think I was like 24.
27 is too
That's too young.
Right?
That's too young, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and so I pushed it up.
'Cause I remember
but when you're
being
24,
27,
25, you
I was an
go,
idiot.
right? You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
by the time I'm 29, right? I better have, if I don't have my shit together, dude, it's not going to be cute.
If I'm
And
not
that's just-
butt fucking on the reg by the time I'm 29, I'm not doing nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you just keep pushing that age up.
So that was the bellwether. It was anal.
That's where it was. That's where it always goes, doesn't it?
Well, if you've got a tie-dye butthole like I do, then yes.
Yeah, and look, as Beto O'Rourke said in last night's Democratic debate, escuchar caliendo de donde está la biblioteca.
A champagne.
Champagne.
God, what a piece of shit.
Bailando, mis abuelos, mi casa es muy grande,
Right.
mi familia is
Mi taco
muy
is su burrito.
Yeah, fuck off, Beto,
Robert.
Bolito, Robert York.
Pito.
Let's dive into the fake news, shall we? Last night's debate, man, oh man, what a fuck fest that was. You could have just thrown a tub of Astroglide up on the stage and see whose dick went where. Because that's honestly how I felt as soon as Homeboy, the white fucking savior, started speaking Spanish for 5 minutes of an opening remark that had nothing to do with immigration or anyone from Mexico.
This is basically the Help Part 2, where white people solve racism
White
all
savior.
of a sudden.
Yep.
Like,
What made
it's-
you say that, by the way? Did you read that article?
No, what article?
I think it was Viola Davis, the lead in that. If she said, "Do you have any regrets on doing movies?" and she said, "The Help."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
It's white people solve racism. That's what all those
it's
movies
the
are.
driving Miss Daisy situation.
I mean,
right?
it's Glory. Remember the movie? Because it's like this movie was supposed to be about Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman's characters, the actual black men that fought on behalf of
but
the
it was
fucking
more
union.
about the white people.
It was more
being
about the
able
one
to
white
handle
guy.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's seriously. It's about the white dude who tried to who didn't the rich white man who didn't take pay because his people weren't getting paid. Like, yeah, I got it, bro.
And here's the thing: I like Matthew Broderick. I thought he was terrible in that.
He's just a terrible actor.
To me, dude, if you're in a movie with Denzel, you're getting fucking creamed all day. That guy's the best.
Denzel and fucking Morgan Freeman
dude,
at the
you're
same
getting
time.
housed all day. There's nothing you can do about that. Oh shit! Who was the? Oh god, he's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. He plays the chief. He was in that.
Oh, I don't
too.
know his
Oh.
name, but I fucking love that.
Damn
dude.
it.
Alex.
Holy shit.
Klein did a show with him.
He is so.
Crawford.
He's a great fucking actor.
He is so fucking good
Brooklyn
that we can't
Nine-Nine,
remember his name.
The guy that plays the chief, the gay
Yeah.
black dude.
Yes.
Well, he's not gay in real life, I don't think. But what's his name? Alec.
Well, Alec will
Let's
make
go.
him gay, probably.
Yep.
Alex, stop making people gay and stop.
With your
Just
Stop
typing.
telling us
I'm
people
telling
are
you.
gay that aren't gay, Alec.
Alec is our fake news producer, and we can't even get out the fake news if you can't tell us who the non-gay guy was who was playing the straight guy
Anyways,
in real
like-
life.
Also, stop making
Andre Brower.
Brower.
God damn it,
Oh
I
my
nailed
God.
Brower. Yes,
Thank you.
He was sending you the energy, though,
Yeah,
I feel like.
Alec.
Yeah.
that was
Andre Brower.
yeah.
But you had the three of those who were three of the finest actors on the planet, in my
Seriously,
opinion.
they are very good.
There comes a point where you're Andre Brower, you have to take a show like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So like,
yeah, but
whatever.
his character in that show is fucking. If you haven't seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you're fucking up.
Love
People
it.
love- people love the show.
Sorry, unfortunately, they do.
but let's face it, if he didn't do that and was able to do other shit, he probably would have won multiple Oscars. That guy is that good. And there goes your microphone. Welcome to Fake News. What was your thoughts on
Only the best.
Can you
on
get
the
your shit
debate
together,
last
please?
night?
Look, you don't want my shit together.
Here,
I'm going
put
to tell
these
you
on.
something.
Put these on,
If you want
because-
this to be boring, then I'll get my shit together.
If not, you
Jesse-
can have your
But
you
shit
don't
spelled
want-
out all
Jesse
over
is
the
that
fucking floor.
1950s housewife. She's all hopped up on Black Beauty, which
you
is
don't want
amphetamine.
me to get
Yeah.
my shit together.
We don't. We really
How
don't.
fucking boring is that? Now listen,
The
what were you
debate
saying?
was fucking boring last night. What did you think
It-
of that?
I think
It was-
Beto had asshole eyes.
Butthole eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on one. He may be doing some drugs, right, to get through this. He's very stressed. You can
Yes.
tell from his responses. He cannot do more than what he's doing, right?
Well, when you come out of the box like a fucking wrecking ball, right? Like a Britney Spears
That
Sure.
was
or
nuts.
Miley Cyrus.
No,
there it is.
yeah,
it is.
there we go.
Fake
Fake
news.
news.
Fake news. When you come out like Miley Cyrus and everybody thinks you're, Jesus' dick, and then everything's going to be magical after that, then you actually have to have some substance and go on stage with a bunch of people and debate, which is a way different skill than getting in front of your, old folks' home
Yeah.
and telling them that you're going to save them from fucking Medicare. Like, it's a different ball game, and I think he showed his ass last night. And
Yeah.
I think most of the Democrats just wanted him to shut the fuck up and be pretty.
He's all fluff.
Yes.
For sure.
One of the best remarks I read on Twitter last night was they wanted, who's the other guy?
Delaney.
Delaney.
Yeah.
They wanted Delaney's brain and Beto's body, and that would be your winning candidate. And
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But
I'd
why
cite
is
whoever
that,
said
by
that.
the way? Why can't
Because
we
it's a
have
fucking
Delaney?
popularity contest.
Yes.
But he what?
And
Is his
aesthetics-
bozo
look,
ring? We
Yes.
can't handle it?
The
No, let me-
bozo ring, dude. Do you know
Yeah.
about the bozo ring, Dan? Yeah, when you're bald around the top
And I was trying
you
to
got hair
think we
everywhere
had
else.
to have had a bozo ring in history, no?
Ford had a B ring.
And
had a
was he
bozo
the
ring.
only
Ford
one?
got elected to president in what year?
70.
Never.
He writes,
just-
but he took over in
Never.
70.
Yeah.
He took over for
He was the Speaker
Nixon.
of the House.
Yeah.
That's how he made it to
Yeah,
president.
that was
Yeah.
it, right?
But yeah, I mean,
He was
it's
appointed
But he had a
by
bozo
Nixon,
ring,
right?
and
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that away from him.
think about
All
it.
right, but I'm
from-
just saying elected. You're right. You're right.
Think about it from a marketing perspective. You're going to buy the product that has the best packaging unless you know in depth what the other product is. You're like, oh, the packaging sucks, but I know that's a good product. Well, nobody knows that about president because you can't train for that job. It's crazy as fuck. Like everybody, back in the last election, everyone was like, Hillary Clinton's the single most qualified candidate in American history for president. No one is qualified for that job. You can't be qualified for it because you have no fucking idea what that job is.
No, you show up, you try to do the best you can. And then
Yeah.
for me personally, I support whoever's in there. I don't give a shit what party it is. I support the president of the United States.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I do care about the debates because, look, it's an indicator of who is going to be our next president, potentially, in case the economy shits the bed and Trump loses. Because that's the only way, in my humble opinion, that he could remotely even lose this next goddamn thing, is if the economy absolutely tanks or we get into some weird war, right? So last night, out of last night's candidates, what do we have? 80 on the stage last night. To me, the only ones that were remotely impressive that could move on to the next round, if we're playing this like a fucking game show,
Yeah.
is probably Cory Booker, Julian Castro, and then maybe Elizabeth Warren, because she's so solid in her fucking opinions that if you want that box of crazy out in the goddamn world, fine.
By the way, there's
least
a
she answered
lot
the
of
questions.
box of crazy out in the world.
Yeah.
And you see them. So she is there and has been for a while, their beacon, the crazies that are protesting and all this shit, right?
But I think her
so
and Bernie
it depends
almost
on yeah.
kind of cancel each other because it's the same ideals.
Right.
Even last night, she was like, I agree with these policies that Bernie was agreeing with or whatever. One of those two is going to cross each other out. However, they weren't in the same debate last night. He's on tonight's show.
I'm sure that's intentional.
Exactly.
I don't
Because
believe,
you
I don't
can't
believe
have
that it
two
was
people-
random.
No,
I don't
it
either.
wasn't random.
Because frankly, Biden and Booker, politically speaking, are about the same guy too. Like one's obviously much younger and
You
not
think
white.
so?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Their political stances are fucking almost word for word the same. So I that whole thing about it being a random drawing, no fucking way. It just worked out too well.
I 100%
It's like,
agree.
It's like when a fucking playoff series goes one extra game, you're like, those calls were a little suspect there.
And putting Elizabeth Warren in the middle, front and center, and they asking her all the questions.
Yeah.
Out of everybody on that stage last night, poll wise, she was the highest, right? In these pre polls. Oh, I'm gonna fucking pre poll.
Look, man.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
pre-poll.
that's where the camera is focusing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Tap that real quick, Jesse. And
Can you press the mouse? Thank you.
With that being said, I think all of it was planned.
Oh, yeah.
All of that was pre-planned.
But again, I said this last week, but the DNC is a private organization and they can do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to rig this whole thing, you can cry foul if you want, but it's their prerogative. They can do what they want.
100%.
Honestly.
And then tonight, you've got the heavy hitters of Biden.
Yep.
Kamala Harris was one of them.
Oh, shit.
And
I
then you got
forget
Bernie.
about him, dude.
I know. And then you got
There's
Bernie.
so
The one
many.
thing I like about Bernie is that he looks like a cartoon character.
He's Larry David.
He'll be interesting
He is Larry David,
to listen to, for sure.
I think we should just get rid of him and have Larry David play that role.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Bernie just stops campaigning altogether, and Larry David campaigns as Bernie for Bernie. How fucking funny would that be?
That'd be great. It'd be great. And I don't think we're far away from that,
No,
to be
it's-
honest
it's
with you.
all
Like,
shit.
Who do you think won?
last night, I think me personally, and I don't, and
I do
didn't-
mean one because it's like
No,
just
but
stupid.
look, everybody's got a winner and loser and all this shit, right? I think me personally, I'll lean toward Julian Castro, just simply because he had an answer and a plan for everything that he wants to do as president, where nobody else really seemed to answer the questions. They danced around it a lot. Whether it was right or wrong is in a whole other fucking story. But he has worked in big government before. He knew the laws where, he started shredding Beto about 24 minutes in. That's when I looked at the time code and I was like, oh, that's where this all happened. He started going after Beto 24 minutes in about even knowing just the basic laws. And one of the laws was what, 1325?
Yeah, Section 1325 of the Immigration and Naturalization Act is it's the law in the books that makes it illegal to come to the country illegal. So, and then unlawful presence, so being here illegally, and then also using different ways to circumvent the immigration process, like fake marriages and shit like that. Castro wants to abolish those because his idea, and it all centered around this picture of this man and his child face down in the Rio Grande, right, dead.
Yeah.
Because they were trying.
And that just happened about, 48 hours ago?
Yeah. If we didn't have these policies, then people wouldn't be trying to sneak over the border like that in a dangerous way. Like, first of all, that's just not true.
No.
Because people have been doing that for fucking years.
Yeah.
Somebody put their kid, what's his name? Elian Gonzalez on a fucking raft by
A
himself.
Hawaiian punch raft. Duct taped him over and pushed him right out into the
And
ocean.
pushed
Don't
him-
put anything
sent
past anyone.
Sent him from
Yeah.
Cuba. This is the 90s.
Yeah.
Trump was still a Democrat back then, I think,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. So, look, man, we can't blame this shit on him. It's been going on for fucking decades.
Yeah, forever.
It's nonsense.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I did write. So my master's thesis was on border security, and open border policy, in my opinion, is better, but it has to be part of a legal immigration system. We don't have our immigration system is bullshit. Like, there's no path to citizenship for anybody. Like, it's funny.
It's
like
almost impossible.
Let's say you're here with your family and you're an illegal, and your family's legal. You have to leave the country. You have to go back to Mexico and then apply to come in here. I mean, that's kind of stupid, isn't it?
Or it's called spring break. We've all been to Mexico on spring break, so you want to go back.
It's called Playa del Carmen.
La, 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 bamba. Another shot, senor.
This is- I'm running for president.
Yep.
Right.
As your government name, D'Anthony.
D'Anthony, yeah.
Yeah, D'Anthony Holloway.
This is how I'm going to handle the immigration problem. I'm going to set up camps, but they're going to be in Cozumel. And if you come here illegally, we send you to Cozumel, and you just get an open bar tab.
Yeah.
And depending on your we turn it into a reality show to fund the whole program. And depending on your behavior, it's like Big Brother. Depending on your behavior, you either get in or you don't.
It'll be called I Chihuahua.
Yeah. Yeah.
Caramba. Yeah.
Big fan of all of that.
It'll be in a biodome, so Pauly Shore will be the host.
Abby.
And
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser will be involved in some way because he's not doing anything else right now.
Except
for sure.
pills.
Yeah.
Well,
I love
you
him.
can do pills down there, though, and you get them cheaper in Mexico
that was
anyways.
his whole thing why he left. Remember the industry?
He got his taint grabbed by a guy. Did you read that article?
I read that article, but people were asking him, where have you been? Why have you gained so much weight? Blah, blah, blah. So he hurt his back, and he was taking a bunch of pills.
Pills, gotcha.
And it's just one more thing to, like, take the pills out of my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Even Cory Booker last night.
So
Shut up.
Bitching
Don't
about the
tell
opioid
anybody.
crisis.
you're not worried about Brendan Fraser or his health. You're worried about him taking pills
I'm worried
because
about
you
him
can't take them.
snitching.
Because here's the thing.
Snitching, because he can't
Snitches-
fucking handle it.
Yeah, exactly. And then snitches take it like the fun
And then
away from everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
And then
Sure,
I have
yeah.
a baby. I don't know if you guys know how babies are born or the way that they come out, how big they
Stork.
are. And then they give me Tylenol.
That's right.
Fuck you,
Yeah, it's true. I was
Brendan
with you.
Fraser.
I was with her when that baby
and
came
I
out.
do blame Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
So basically, you go into
The doctor actually, I'm sorry to
delivery
interrupt you,
room.
Dan,
No,
but the
go ahead.
doctor actually asked her, what do you want to name the baby? And she goes, anything but Brendan Fraser.
Because it's his fault. I'm taking ibuprofen.
Yeah.
so when they
Ibu.
so let me ask you this: in a perfect world,
I would have pills all the time. What is the
stand
question?
by. Let me fucking
Oh,
finish.
sorry.
In a perfect world,
I'd have
you
all
shit
the
this
pills,
kid
yeah.
out. You're still in the bed.
It actually doesn't come out the butthole, but yeah.
Well,
Yep.
that's debatable. At any rate,
Okay.
all right.
You don't
so
cut the holes
when the
open
nurse
together.
comes back to you with the big bundle of whatever it is, instead of
Joy.
a child.
Joy. Do you mean joy?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of a child, it's a
You-
big ass handle of lean.
Ah.
Can you imagine that?
Oof.
I'd be having kids all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd figure out a way to have children.
And that's the thing I didn't understand. I'm like, to the nurse, I was like, do you think I went through all of this just to get a couple Norcos?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm an addict? Because they will break their arms, hands, things
Oh,
like
yeah.
this to, like, get pills.
That's
But
an extreme
to,
play.
To get pregnant, right? Have the whole... Get to that finish line and not...
Just for a handful of Vicodins.
Because they only give you 10, right?
It's a lot.
It's a lot to go through, and I'm not putting it past people,
How
but
many
myself...
Vicodin do you think that you guys have taken in your lifetime?
I don't know.
Oh boy,
Like
now
how-
that's an
Dan,
interesting.
Come on.
Dan.
Make a guess.
How many people have you killed?
I don't know.
Right? I don't know. I mean, that's the same.
We're in that. No, but...
I've done acid about 700 or 800 times.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I've done mushrooms 300 to 400 times, I think. So how many pills have you taken?
Man, I couldn't... Because I've had some injuries, so... a lot of it's legitimate, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't
yeah.
really know.
And
Thousands
also,
of pills.
I got fucking hurt. Yes, I get really hurt on a movie once, and they gave me a lot of shit for.
I would
very
say
long time.
thousands for me. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I don't know.
1,000 maybe.
Who knows? It's a long life for
I like
living.
It's been a long
I just
life,
like
for
quantify stuff like that. But the point is that let me abuse drugs, and however it works out, that's how it works out.
And that's the way that I feel.
Same.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel with everybody. Because like even like heroin, right? I've never tried it. I don't ever plan to. That's not on my docket.
We don't
Yeah.
necessarily condone it, but
I'm
hey.
also not going to snitch anybody who's doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let
Yeah.
them live their best life and figure it out.
I did
along the
walk
way.
outside of my apartment complex in Salt Lake City when Black Rifle was still there, and one time, and they have a big heroin problem there.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So
How do you do heroin in that much cold?
It's
freezing there.
Right.
for like 7 months out of the year. It's pretty. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
They have tent cities up and down the street in downtown. At any rate, I walk outside one day. Right outside of my apartment complex, there's a bus stop for children, and then there's some benches and stuff, and there's some dude smacked out with a fucking needle in his hand still, and I just walked up and kicked the shit out of him.
Really?
Yes, I'm like, dude, take it down the road.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't give a shit.
But don't do it in front of kids.
Yeah, come on, man. Have a little fucking common decency. I didn't kick the shit out of him as I beat him up. I just literally his feet.
I felt really uncomfortable.
I walked up to his feet. His feet were like crossed on the ground like this, and I just walked up and kicked his feet as hard as I could. I'm like, hey, the fuck out of here. He probably thought I was a cop or something.
How scary. Like if Dan told me that, do you know what I mean, in a serious way, I'd be really scared.
You know when I'd be scared is if he was telling me that story with a fedora on and white sunglasses.
Yeah.
And if you're not subscribed to the show on YouTube, new Drinkin' Bros channel on YouTube. Subscribe, everybody.
Hey, guy.
My final thoughts on the debate were this.
Yeah.
If you're pushing 3 to the next round, I'd probably go homegirl Elizabeth Warren, Castro, and then probably Booker. They'll probably move on to the next stretch.
Is everyone
I would
into
imagine.
Castro, or
It's not.
just
I don't.
him?
I think he's an idiot, to be honest.
I haven't
Look,
seen
like the
him
shit
on
he
any-
said.
Here's the thing. So CNN had him winning last night.
Okay. Okay.
Drudge Report had Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard out of
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah, they had her winning last night, and those were the two kind of big swinging dicks last night.
That's a surprise.
But
'cause I
everyone
do
else
not-
said this was Elizabeth Warren's time to shine, simply because everything she said on the campaign trail, she said last night, and she answered every single question, as crazy as she is, and wanted it to be, and like there is something to be said for that. That's the platform she's been running on. That's what she's going to be consistent with, and fuck it.
It's true.
So I think the three of them move on. Tonight's going to be wildly interesting.
So you're saying she didn't go off the reservation?
Nailed it.
Whoa,
Boom.
blammo, blammo.
That's a recycled joke from you. Actually,
well, it's Pocahontas.
Yeah.
It's Pocahontas humor, which we love on this show. But tonight's going to be a really fun shit show to get into, and I'm amped about that.
I'm hoping so. It took 24 minutes for Castro to throw the first stone at another panel member.
Yep.
I'm hoping it's quicker tonight.
Oh, I think with
I think it will be.
with that
because these
group,
guys are
Yeah.
actually in competition. The other guys,
Correct.
yeah.
it's like how hard are the Marlins playing the Pirates
Yep.
versus how hard are the Braves playing the Cubs? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And I think
those
last night, if you're looking at the overall sum of it,
Yeah.
I think you could probably eliminate all of them because Bernie cancels out Elizabeth Warren because he'll probably get in over her. Biden will cancel out, Booker, and then
as a president. But I think
no, just for the primaries.
Oh yeah.
So for the primaries,
but I think VP candidates. I think Booker is a very attractive candidate.
Agreed.
And I think that Warren is not. I don't think she has a chance. I think Castro is also an attractive candidate for vice president.
Possibly, but I would throw Kamala Harris in there over Castro. So I don't think anybody out of last night's probably goes in. And that's my guess.
Probably not. I'm actually
and I think that's why they
surprised.
split it up like that. Going back to your theory,
Yeah,
of,
there's no way it was random.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
No. And I didn't like any of the gals last night.
no.
But I don't like gals
no.
in any kind of
You also hate feminists.
position.
Are you one of those people when you hear a female pilot's voice come over the intercom, you're like, oh,
100%.
fuck.
100%.
Yeah.
And I have before.
Because I like that. And I'll tell you why.
You like what? The female pilot?
Yeah, because women
Really?
women are calmer in emergencies than men are,
That's true.
in a lot of situations. They act as emotional as women are on a day-to-day basis. When tragic shit happens, they are often calmer during those circumstances than men are.
So in your job, what you did overseas, right?
There aren't women who do what I do, so it's hard to compare that.
Dan, what are we doing?
You answered
What
your
are
own
we
question.
doing?
You
Yes.
answered your own question.
We're dancing by ourselves right now,
But there
brother.
are women who do cool, like Shannon Kent, for example, a woman who got killed in January. She was an operator for the Navy. She was an intelligence operator. And she is responsible for it. Marty Skolden actually did a piece on her. And
for Coffee or Die.
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And of all people, Chuck Schumer right now is trying to get a naval vessel named after this woman. She's responsible for the death of like 500 to 600 terrorists, based on the intelligence and like Carrie from Homeland kind of stuff, like deep undercover shit. She actually died in a bombing in Syria, I believe. She's like the stuff she does far more badass than what I did, is what I'm saying. So it's not like us versus them kind of situation.
No,
I'm just
not at
saying-
all.
I'm just saying there aren't female infantrymen that are doing cool shit, right? And there's not female rangers that are out deploying with Ranger. There's not female infantry people in the 82nd, shit like that. So there's no comparison, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
But I think under those stressful situations, women perform pretty well, typically.
So let me ask you then about, I was going to get off this. Let's go back to it then. Let me ask you about Tulsi Gabbard then last night. What did you think of her opening remarks and then constant use talking about?
I don't think she's ready to be president because, like Beto, when she got asked a question, she just went to her fucking stump, her elevator speech, instead of answering the fucking question. She got asked a question that is super important to the left, which is about the wage gap for women. And she didn't say a fucking word about it. She's like, well, as a military member, here's what I think about foreign policy. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
Like, none of that made any sense. And I'm frankly turned off by that a lot.
When what? When people
lead with their well, as a veteran.
just yeah.
I mean, look, sometimes it's relevant.
Yes,
got it.
One time,
yeah. And frankly, everybody on the left knows who that woman is. Everyone knows. So it's not about like, and let people find out about you. Don't brag about yourself. Let people find out about that kind of like. Crenshaw doesn't talk like that. Like
no, it's funny. Like, and on a smaller scale, I've known you and Matt and Evan and Jared and Rocco for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I've never heard you talk about your military experience unless I asked. Like,
well, unless it's relevant.
To the conversation.
Yeah, but you guys never ever have brought it up just to be like, oh, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this.
Like if you ask Evan a question about the economy, he's not going to be like, well, when I was in the agency. Like,
right.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Why would you even fucking start off with that?
And that's why, part of it, why Matt's book took so long was because pulling stories out of him to tell and share about his military experience, like most everybody is pretty humble about it and doesn't want to talk about it. Like I always tease you all the time about you've killed hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Somebody else told me that, and I was like, Dan? I was like, fuck off. Not that guy, right? Because you never talk about it. You never talk about shit. And as much shit as I give you, you really do never bring it up ever. And I don't think that I've ever heard you say it to somebody in public before, that I'm a veteran or I do this.
No, I don't care about any of that shit. I mean, it was an important part of my life, but people will find out about that at some point based on the way you act. So if you, it's like, it's that whole thing about dress for the job you want. Be the person, be the change you want to see in the world. No, but be the person for real. I don't believe in that whole treat people how you want to be treated. I think you should treat people how they deserve to be treated. That's what I say. And act like a person who deserves to be treated the way you want to be treated. That's what I say, right?
Yeah.
So I don't buy into all that. Like people who lead with that shit, the more people talk about something, it's like all those guys that are super anti-gay. Joe Rogan said it best like 10 years ago. Those guys are secretly afraid that dicks are delicious. Like they're just super worried that they're going to find out how good, like Lindsey Graham, for example.
Yeah.
He hasn't been anti-gay or anything, but he is obviously gay. I'm not outing him. Everybody thinks he's gay because he's a lifelong bachelor and he talks the way he talks, right?
Oh, he's not gay. He's just from Atlanta.
Oh, you can't tell.
David Cross does a great bit on that too. He's like, not all gay men talk like that, but only gay men talk like that. One of the best. I think it's on Baseball and AIDS or whatever the name of that album was. Remember that one from '96 or whatever?
No, I don't think I was born yet. I'm a super young guy.
He's not a huge.
At any rate,
David
back to the point of that whole shit is that you don't have to fucking, if you're talking about it that much, there's some insecurity there.
Yes.
And that is unattractive to me. I don't mean sexually. I mean as a person and as a candidate and as a person I might respect or not respect. To me, that is super unattractive.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, tonight, grab your fucking muskets because it's going off tonight.
Who all is in the lineup?
It's gonna be crazy. Speaking about being crazy, we get some sponsors that are pretty fucking crazy who pay for this whole shit wagon to be on the air, D'Anthony. Talking about ghostbed.com/drinking bros. That's where you're laying your dick these days.
I've been
laying it down.
You've been having the just freight trains go all over that ghost bed, huh?
Every city you go to, you fuck on a ghost bed. I feel like.
Yeah, so it's part of our deal with Ghost Bed is they ship beds to my hotel room.
Yep.
If I send them pictures of me banging.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just one guy.
They're
I think
just
it's
cool like
it's
that.
one guy at Ghost Bed who is super, and I don't know if it was about the girls, then he would be talking to somebody else. I think it's about me. Like Alec won't stop making eye contact with me, our producer Alec.
Adorable.
Constantly.
You guys are adorable.
He
together.
sits like this and looks at me.
Yep.
For the whole show. Do you know how fucking distracting that is? I'm about to go Christian Bale. Get out of my fucking eye line.
I will
Stop
say this.
fucking with the lights.
Unlike Dave, like he's an attractive man, Alec.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say your name out there, Alec Wenning. That's for the entire audience. You get a girlfriend, you got a lady in your life. Where are you putting that dick at? Where are you putting that dick at? Nowhere right now.
All right. So ghost bed.
Potted
yeah.
plants.
Hey, look, the reason why I ask, Alec, is if we get you a ghost bed, you got to throw down, brother. That's the deal.
buddy.
That's part. All of our friends that we've hooked up with ghost beds, we get nudes from now.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Complete nudes from underneath,
And
which
that's-
is that's the new nude is what I like to call it.
It is.
Is this from guys or?
No,
it
both.
doesn't really
you
matter.
You go underneath. You put the camera all the way underneath, then shoot up, and then you're like, oh, that's a different perspective.
Right, and you're kind of like turning
nudes.
it, trying to figure
Yeah,
out
new nudes.
what's happening.
Is it like, oh, is he in Rock City, Chattanooga, or is he just naked on a ghost bed?
Right.
Your call.
Sure.
Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros and find out. If you're military or first responder, you get 15% off forever.
Forever.
On mattresses, pillows, sheets, covers, adjustable bases, fucking crack pipes. Whatever they're dealing there.
Sure.
Yeah.
You get 15%
They always
off
throw
forever.
something in.
If you're a
A crack
regular
pipe.
human like myself, 4th of July sales are blowing out. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 36 months, no interest, pay-as-you-go program. Next up, everybody's favorite. If you're having the bed, then chances are you're having sex on that bed and you need a little Roman ED. Is it
Yeah.
getroman.com/Drinkin Bros? Is
That's
that what
right,
it is?
yeah.
Get them boners up. Throw some wood. Chop some wood on this 4th of July holiday. You know? Pop a couple of these pills down your old gullets and just see where the boner takes you. That's
take
what
them
my
like-
parents used to say.
Well, your grandparents too.
Yeah. There was nothing I enjoyed more than sniffing my grandfather's bicycle seat after a nice 10-mile ride in July and then wondering what kind of boner he was still throwing around, you know?
Do you wonder about that?
In his early
About
70s.
what?
Here's the thing. I worry about gold diggers. And I know that's not a class of people who were historically, had
You
a
talking
lot of
about
problems.
1840s or like the Kanye song?
Kanye.
Oh, all right. I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
so I'm not
cool.
worried about the gold rush of 49. No, I'm worried about here's what,
happening again.
here's here's what I'm worried about. Gold diggers before all these ED drugs came out, you knew the deal. Like that guy's not getting inside you. There's no way.
Yeah.
Right.
All you're gonna do is hang out with him and fucking make out with his old ass fucking wrinkly face for a little bit.
Balls.
And then you end up your mouth may touch his wiener at some point. I love saying wiener. That's something that Bert Koontz and I have in common. You laugh hysterically at male nudity.
Yes.
And I laugh hysterically at the word wiener. I don't know why.
Yes.
It's just like the funniest thing for me for an adult to say. At any rate, so these women knew the deal. I exist for this amount of time. I don't have to fucking really fuck this dude, but I'm going to get his money afterwards. Now it's like, this dude's 87 years old.
Yep.
He's a Korean War vet. He's having fucking night terrors. Then he wakes up from his night terror with a full erection, and it goes
Right.
inside you. And
Right.
you have to deal with that for years before you ever
So
get that
you're
money.
worried about the well-being of the gold diggers.
Yes.
Okay,
Because
that
I like
whole
gold
thing
diggers because while
started
they're married to that guy.
way different.
No. Here's the reason.
No.
Here's the reason I'm worried about them. Because they might be married to that guy, but on the side, they're fucking me.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And I don't need to deal. I deal with enough crazy already.
Yeah, you do.
And that's just adding to it right there.
You don't need a
holy
4th of
shit.
July
Leave the
blown
crazy,
out.
leave the crazy women alone.
Yep.
That's my deal.
And
all
if
right?
look at home, for those of you who don't know, Dan may have dated somebody in the last 6 months to a year who faked a pregnancy on him. So that's a real thing.
How many times are you going to bring that up? It's not that
Enough.
interesting. It's not.
But
that
look, if
interesting.
you're out there trying to have a natural pregnancy birth, nothing will get you there faster than Roman ED pills. Go to getroman.com/Drinkin Bros. They come in a very discreet package. So that way your kids don't know, your wife doesn't know, your mistress, your fuckboy, if that's what you're into, they don't know. Going into the next news story is Euphoria, this new HBO show, right? This was groundbreaking as far as like male nudity and fucking kids doing drugs and all this shit. That's the first time I've seen a hard dick on screen. And I told Jesse, I was like, I
know
didn't
you
think they were
do
allowed
that.
to do that
Yeah.
in a TV show on HBO, which show a fully erect dick like that.
I didn't even think you could show an erection through the pants.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the rating system for sure. It says that in it.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
how did they get away with that?
So everybody's talking about this show, and we had to flip it on, and I was like, "What?" Like, I was like, "All right, how crazy is this?" We flipped on Euphoria on HBO, and I was like, "Oh shit!" There was a trans kid who got fucked in the ass by that dude,
And you showed his
but they showed his
full
boner.
boner putting on a condom.
Yeah, but like really putting on a condom, like a health class where you're like, "Holy shit!"
I guess that one. What's that movie? Brown Bunny.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Chloe Sevigny, or however you say her fucking name.
So, but that
She
got an
gave a
NC-17
real-
rating because Sevigny.
She was,
that got an
cracking that
NC-17
pepper.
rating because of that scene. So it got an X.
Right.
Because she was blowing. Fuck was that guy's name? Buffalo 66.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Buffalo 66,
Vincent.
Alec.
Vince.
Yes.
God, we are
De
on
Blasio.
fire. Nope.
De Blangs.
Nope.
De Blango.
Nope. None
Vince
of those.
De Blamo. Yeah.
Who directed Buffalo 66? Alex?
He also starred in
What's-
it.
If I figured this out before you,
Vincent Gallo.
there it is. Come on, Alec.
He affirmed it. Yeah.
So Vincent Gallo. So here's the thing about Vincent Gallo, right? When he popped out that hammer in Brown Bunny, I was like, oh shit, maybe I get the attraction of why girls are fucking him.
Okay.
Because he's a dirtbag in real life.
Oh, yeah.
But he's got a fucking hog on him. So when he inserted that into Chloe's Sevigny, I was like, well, there's the NC-17
Did
right
they
there. I get it.
insert
She sucked his dick.
She sucked his dick,
Yeah.
on screen.
Yeah.
To completion. The movie's terrible. But if you
Sure.
go fast forward all the
I've
way
never
to the
seen the
end,
movie. I've only seen that clip on Pornhub 6,000 or 7,000 times.
fast forward it's maybe a minute or an hour 18 in the movie. Who knows? I'm not a guy who's
Remember
seen,
Mr.
Who
Skin?
does that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that still a thing, Mr. Skin?
probably not.
Oh, yeah.
My worries, by the way, or my wonderments, I guess, was about Homeboy in Euphoria to go get a fucking hard on, a raging boner on screen. You've got to take something.
It was a body double, but yeah.
It was.
Yeah, they didn't show his face.
No, that's not
No.
Yep. So
That's
it's from
not
here
true.
down. Do you remember?
true. No.
Fuck.
And you can use at
You
a
can,
certain
yes, you
budget.
can.
You can use body
100%.
doubles for anything you want. So, within I'm sure reason of like not photoshopping a head on you, but for things like that, kissing scenes from behind, things like that, you can definitely.
Yeah.
So
Man, if that's your
no,
wiener
for-
double.
in Euphoria.
Oh, and Euphoria.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. If that's
I'm
your
watching
cock
porn
double,
right now. So
Okay,
and
cool.
I get that. If that's your cock double in real
Right.
life,
Yeah,
Is
that's
that the
definitely
show?
Vincent Gallo.
No, that one's real.
No,
That's
I know.
why.
You just had me. I wanted
Famously.
to make sure that.
Go
I've
ahead.
been
I'm
standing-
sorry. We're
Oh, no,
watching
you were
porn.
watching porn
Yeah,
on the-
we're
on the
just
internet.
watching
Yeah.
porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no way this video is going to get monetized on YouTube. Subscribe at home because we're not making any money off of this.
Sorry.
If
But
that's
yeah.
your cock double, I go bigger.
It was
I
a
go-
good. That was a good
Was it?
size.
I go a different race
Oh, for your cock double,
just to
yeah,
make
yeah.
it funny.
Sure, Asian for you.
Like some of the funniest things I see are really bad doubles.
Oh
Stunt
yeah,
doubles.
we do that.
Oh yeah, or reenactors.
Yeah,
all those St. James
Yeah.
movies. That's my
Yeah.
jam.
I
That's my
love
favorite
that.
thing
I
of all
love,
time.
and my favorite is when it's a person of a different ethnicity or race or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. Of
Like
course.
it's like Danny DeVito running, and then all of a sudden it's like a fucking 6'8" black dude
Yeah.
running
Or a
with the
lady.
same. Or a lady,
I do that
Those are
all the
always
time in those St. James
I
movies.
love it.
I love it. I love it. Final verdict on Euphoria, by the way. I actually enjoyed the show, and I will watch the next. I'll watch
I
the
wanna
rest of
go-
it. What about you?
I want to go further in that it was refreshing to see that it was refreshing. I thought it was fucking amazing, actually.
It was really good.
The way
What
that it
was refreshing?
shot. It was just the way that it was shot, and it was done so.
It almost looked
It
like a
was
music video.
Music video.
All the drug
vehicle
scenes
they
looked good. They didn't
used.
overdo it. Like it was good.
The actors were amazing. And I usually hate voiceovers, by the way, but it like worked, which is a huge feat, right?
Yeah.
To have a voiceover like for the whole time explaining it and not be annoyed by it is really good. I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's going to win a bunch of shit.
I did too. And I think, Dan, for the male nudity aspect, you need to go home and start watching it.
gonna get super high tonight
and watch football on some
I
HBO.
took
after
a
the debates.
CBD cookie for sure.
That CBD is not high.
Yeah.
It gets again.
No.
Jesse's
gets
not a
me
big
high
drug-
because I don't
drug
smoke
person.
weed.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
It
Nope.
isn't. It isn't.
Nope.
Dan.
Okay, I wasn't high, but I was definitely like super relaxed.
Yeah, that'll do it.
There we go.
Why are you being mean to me?
Yeah. Why
I'm
are
not
you
being mean to
Yeah,
you.
you
I'm
are.
telling you can't get high from CBD.
No, you're turning your back to me and you're saying that's not how it works. So
Was that a Kawhi Leonard laugh right there?
a lot of Kawhi. I'm going to be real. Is we've been drinking most of the day.
Yes.
And
We have.
now we're gonna fight.
we had an unfortunate incident happen earlier. This is turning into like
It was a fist
Anchorman,
fight
the real
between
Anchorman.
Jesse and
It was
I.
a fist fight. We
was.
couldn't put it on air.
Sorry.
Probably have to go into that microphone.
Now we're gonna fight. I mean, come on, you guys.
It happens.
No, I want to switch gears and get to something serious.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Back to the bulge.
That's the name of a campaign.
It is, yes.
So these gentlemen who fought in the Battle of the Bulge, and if you don't know what that is, I recommend finding out because you only exist out here because of me, motherfucker. Remember that from Casino when Joe Pesci went on that rant? You only exist out here because of me. Anyways, I do a
lot
like,
of movie references.
he
do a
like
lot of
stabbed
drugs,
his-
Ross. I do a lot of drugs. So the Battle of the Bulge is one of the biggest and most important fights of World War II. After Hitler started tinkering around on the northern front with Russia and all that bullshit, or the eastern front, whatever you call it, the western front was a little exposed. We sent a bunch of people up there trying to make advances, and he sent 30 divisions to the Ardennes area. If you've seen that whole that episode of Band of Brothers, I think it's 5, where they're in the woods, hunkered down, getting blown the fuck up all the time.
I'm sorry. Are you naming exact number of episodes of Band of Brothers?
There's 8 episodes, yeah, and I think
Man,
it's number 5.
No idea, Dan. I'm gonna
You
be
didn't watch
realsies
Band
with
of
you.
Brothers?
I
Well, it
did.
came out in
okay,
2001 is what his
Did you like
problem
it?
Yeah,
is.
that was
Oh.
that was 20 years ago. I would.
Episode 6, yeah, okay.
Oh, you just got corrected by.
Well, I said it- I
think
He's
it
back
is.
in business, Alex.
One
All
for
right.
3, Alec.
Didn't I say it was 6 or maybe 5?
And you said 5.
You said 5, and you seemed really, really
when that
confident
happened, when that
about
aired,
it
I
being
think I was
5.
3 years
Rewind
old.
that, guys.
Yeah, I
and listen, and
was
then
not
fucking
even
because I'm
born.
pretty sure I said 6. At
No,
any
you
rate,
said 5.
So play that back.
Yeah. I was about 3 years old when that aired, so I don't remember this show as well.
you were
as
3 years old in 2001.
3 years old. So
Got it. That's
That explains.
That's true.
Yeah.
At any
a
rate,
lot.
so these guys, you saw what a lot of you saw what Black Rifle and Marty Scoveland with Coffee or Die did for the D-Day thing.
by the way, I love Marty Scoveland.
Yeah, Marty's a great dude. He went out there to cover the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. So Normandy and fucking Saint-Mère-Église and all these fucking places. Now, these guys, I think it's like 15 of them are trying to get back to the Bulge area. The Bulge area, that sounds weird.
The guys that were.
Guys that were actually there that fought.
How old are they?
Their average age is 94.
Wow.
So this is their last chance to get back there. It's the 75th anniversary. They're running a GoFundMe right now to get out there.
Okay.
I think they're about 25,000 short of their goal right now. So I'm
Okay.
sure we can make that happen. We raised like 1.4 million for Range
Yeah.
15. I'm pretty sure we can do
Let's
this.
put it on our YouTube page for this video, and we'll just put the link there in the description. So this will be what, Drinkin' Bros Fake News 10, I think.
10, yeah. So
Yes.
if you search Drinkin' Bros Fake News
On YouTube,
10 on YouTube, you'll find it. It'll be in the description.
Yeah.
So go there and check that out. If you can, afford to do it, let's help these guys get out there because this is cool as shit.
We have to,
Really
They,
cool,
right?
yeah.
they earned it. I
Yeah.
mean, they lost 20,000 people died on the Allied side in this one battle. So let's show a little respect here and help these guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So we'll put that up. So check that out, Fake News 10, Drinkin' Bros Fake News 10 on YouTube, and we'll put the link in the description. Papa Trump just went over to the G20.
Yeah, some fucking dumb reporter. And I'm a middle of the road guy. I don't give a fuck about politicians or any of this shit, but the stuff he does sometimes is super funny. Like that time he told that reporter, that was a really stupid question you just asked.
Yeah.
I feel like he might be like me in that way where he can't control himself.
I think you guys would be bros in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Because he just openly talks shit to people. Well, so this one reporter was like, "Hey, what are you gonna?" The woman just asked him. I think it was a woman. She just asked him straight up, "Are you gonna talk to Putin about interfering with our election or not. And he goes, he said, quote, I'll have a very good conversation with him. What I say to him, Putin, is none of your business. And he said it with a little stank on it, too.
Oh, big fan of that.
Of course he did.
Like, he was like, what I say to him, pause for effect, is none of your business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I just got a little hard right there because he's absolutely correct.
I don't think it is.
Whether you agree with Trump or not on any of this shit, matters of foreign policy and negotiations particularly aren't fucking public.
Same.
Asshole.
Look, and I believe the same thing when Obama was in office and Bush and everybody else. If you're the fucking president, you got elected, do your fucking job to do a job. There's no reason we need to know about any of this stupid shit, especially from some fake news reporter from whatever bullshit network. Like, let the presidents do their fucking job, and then let's not. What are you going to catch a scoop of like, oh boy, is that what you're going to say to them? Great.
The news used to be about reporting the news, and there was a very patriotic element to it. Like FDR was fucking basically paralyzed from the waist down for years, and they propped that motherfucker up at a podium, let him get all set up, then turn the cameras on.
Yep.
Where the fuck is that world?
Marco
Biden
Polio.
style, yeah.
Biden is definitely weekend at Biden right now. I feel like, here's my theory about Biden. I'm going to go off the rails a little bit. I think that Biden is he's been dead for 6 years. And they either reanimated him or he's weekend at Bernie style, because we haven't seen him in public.
Hologram.
Could be a hologram,
yeah.
Sure.
But he couldn't. If he was a hologram, he wouldn't be touching all those ladies. So I don't know
That's
if it's
right.
that.
You got to get
they
your
wouldn't be able
digits
to
on
feel 'em.
on a tits.
You know, but the thing about this question, which they always do this, is dum-dums, all of us dum-dums, want to know what's going on. They just are like, they need to tell us. There's something they're not telling us. There's a lot they're not telling you.
I sure shit hope so.
You can't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
You're a dum-dum.
Yeah.
And so am I. But like, I don't want to know the ins and outs until you're reporting, on the other side of it, right?
Well, Wolf Blitzer tried to do it to Kushner too, Jared Kushner. So he was like, he tried to pin him down on his opinion or the government's stance on a two-state solution for Israel and Palestine. Motherfucker, he's trying to negotiate. He can't just tell you what his fucking stuff is.
Yeah.
You fucking retard. You could
We
tell
just can't
none of
handle
these.
it.
No, we definitely can't. Well, it's
No.
not even
I
that we
can.
can't. It's not even that we can't handle it.
We all know
I
you
think
can.
I think most people can't handle it. I agree with that.
I do.
Here's the problem. The problem is you can't negotiate from a position of power if your hand is already on
Yes.
the table.
Yes.
You just can't do that. And you can tell by the questions these reporters ask that they've never had a real job in their fucking lives. Like, they've never been in a fucking business meeting where they're negotiating something. Because if they had been, it'd be like, oh yeah, of course he can't tell me everything.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, let me know when you got it figured out.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that. Why would you?
You wouldn't. And, at a certain point, if I'm Trump, I would just turn around and say, look, have you listened to the song God's Country by Blake Shelton? And if the answer is no, then you tell them to go fuck themselves and then turn it up in the car. Because that'll answer everything you need to know about the world.
Not the Nas X
No.
song.
Old Town Road?
Old Town Road.
Now
yeah.
that's in the bedroom. Yeah. You crank that up to 11. Really get your Billy Ray Cyrus in
Should
there.
try that on one of your bruisers, Dan.
Yeah, your big rigs. Throw a
Yeah,
couple
see how
of,
they like that. The
throw a couple of
flatbed
Romans
dualies.
down that.
Can you tell Alec to stop looking me in the eyes? Right now? Every time you mention me
He
banging
really
somebody,
was looking at you
like no
that.
shit. Every time you mention me banging somebody, that motherfucker's staring at me.
Yeah.
We love you.
Moving on. Next fake news story. Leonardo DiCaprio. This one fucking sucks, man.
It is what it is.
It is not
All right,
what it
moving
is.
on.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next story.
Handicapped
Okay,
boy
thank you,
overcomes
Dan.
fear of handball. No. DiCaprio. Pimp-ass DiCaprio is playing...
Himpier than ever.
Yeah, playing
The
volleyball
coolest
at a
dude
barbecue.
ever.
Yeah.
Is between him and Tom Brady. Honestly, the coolest life.
Well,
What?
Right?
Did you
No.
just
Not the
fucking
cool-
say, dude?
No.
Wait, not
What'd
the
you just say?
not the coolest person, but the best life ever is between those two guys.
Yeah.
Because of Boonshin?
Yeah.
Is he with Patty or
It's-
Giselle?
Giselle.
Because Tom Brady does what the fuck Tom Brady wants to do. Like, he's quirky and weird and open mouth kisses his kids and shit.
Yeah. A lot.
But no, that's
True.
you know that's true.
He does.
Oh, I
And his
know,
father
but I'm
and his coach.
And his
surprised
coach
that
and the
you're
and
saying
the
he's
owner of the
cool.
team.
Yep.
No, he personally is not cool. I think he's a giant nerd, to be honest. But he has a great life. And DiCaprio probably has an even better one because he's not tied down. He's just banging whores and doing drugs all the time whenever he's not filming. And he's rich as shit. He does whatever the fuck he wants. But The internet's out there. It's lurking.
It's
waiting for you to fuck up.
He's at a barbecue with his friends. They're playing some volleyball. He gets hit in the face. Some fucking dickhead with a camera from 300 clicks out. That's for you, Dan.
Thanks. 300 clicks, huh?
Yep.
Jeez, that's
300 kilometers?
Yeah. Probably.
so is that far, huh?
My grandfather was in the military, so I feel like I know what I'm saying.
Sure,
No,
sure.
actually, my entire family was. They're probably listening. I'm going, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, you're not getting any more of that Christmas money from your grandfather anymore after this.
No, he doesn't
over.
listen to this. Fuck. But you see, you're far away. You catch this one photo after you put it on Blur or whatever it is, and then boom, you get the money shot of DiCaprio getting hit in the face. He was fine. He shook it off.
Obviously.
But meanwhile, this is spun around the internet. Like,
it's a volleyball.
look at this dumb.
Yeah. It
And
just goes to show you.
It sucks because dude. You can be the coolest guy on the planet, and then all of a sudden, one photo makes you look like some fucking idiot who's looking for peppercorn in the pool, or it's just
Wendy.
And it's just sad.
Yeah.
He
Wendy
can't just
Peppercorn. Did he
yeah.
just make a Sandlot reference?
I did.
blammo.
You kind of look like Wendy Peppercorn a little bit.
Oh, that is the nicest thing you've ever said to anyone, probably.
Does that
See a
make
little
you
peppercorn
squint?
in you? I hope so. So they make DiCaprio look like squints out there, and it's just
Yeah.
like, bro, it's DiCaprio. Why don't you pack your shit up and go home?
He probably hasn't done something like that for fucking years
Yeah,
because of
because
this
of
shit.
this.
And he's like, all right, guys,
I'm not
fine.
playing
You want to
volleyball
play?
anymore,
All
yeah.
right, okay, I'll fucking play. The kid wants me to play, I'll play. And then this shit happens, right? And he goes, it would have been awesome if he just like Wolf of Wall Street. This is why.
I fucking told you.
I fucking told you this is why.
His poor publicist
Right?
is like just getting chewed out.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
This
you
is
can do
why
about
I can't do anything.
Wolf of Wall Street might be my favorite movie of all time, by the way.
It's a good one.
God damn it, I love it.
It's so good.
Really good. Really good. Next story in the fucking world. This is an important one, Dan. I know this one is really near and dear to your heart. Iancu versus Brunetti. An LA-based artist, Eric Brunetti, who owns the company Fucked. That's
Oh, yeah.
F-U-C-T.
Yes.
Again, that's
I know this
Fucked.
story.
F-U-C-T. Sued the federal government for not approving his trademark because it was deemed immoral or scandalous.
Yeah,
by
like
the Trademarks Office.
if you name your, but you can't name your business Fuckface Academy.
Wish we could.
Well, now we can because
Yeah,
he just
he
won
won.
the Supreme Court case that says it's unconstitutional to tell people they can't trademark names with profanity in it.
When was this?
It happened recently, like
Yeah.
the past
Damn
couple
it.
weeks.
We got to go and change the name of the new company.
The
We
new-
are the Tetherball Academy Media.
Right.
We should change it now to Get Fucked, Fuckboy, .fuck. Like media.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
and then
is that
you
a weird
don't-
email to send out? Probably.
Sure.
Get Fucked, Fuckboy, .fuck.
Here's what
Probably is.
here's what I know
Can we
about
get a dot fuck?
because I ran this over at Black Rifle for a while. I know that all these sponsors they get from the agency, they'll get snippets like audio clips of the ad read.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, boy.
every single one of these.
Whoopsie.
Some marketing person is at GhostBed is reading this like, did they just say nine-way? Oh yeah,
Well,
every single. Well, I mean, it has. We've had GhostBed for 3 years now, so clearly they like
it's funny
it.
you say
Yeah,
that.
they must
so
like it.
I got a fucking email from our old hosts at Libsyn, and they were like, "Hey, we weren't happy about what you said on X whatever episode it was," and I was like, "I don't know, an episode that was 3 months ago," and I was
You're
like,
like, do you really listen? Yeah.
"There's no,
No,
way
they don't listen to the show. They have some underling from the agency
Oh, yeah.
listens to the show, finds where the read is in the show, and then cuts it
There
out.
was no read. That was the thing, and it was just like, dude, there's millions of podcasts, and
Well, some of them use like our agency, Veritone. They use a
voice tracker?
Yeah, voice tracker.
like
yeah.
a finder.
Like a finder. It's like a voice box. Like a voice box. I'm gonna find you.
No,
What's
Yeah, are you
wrong
okay?
with you, dude?
I'm fine, but knowing this makes me not fine anymore. I
No,
really.
somebody here's the thing. Back in the late '90s, all these guys who had $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 sitting around that they were going to invest in something else, they started buying fucking websites and shit.
Yes.
Like Go.com.
I'm friends with
yeah, one of those guys. Yeah.
one of, and this isn't like a name drop or anything, but one of them is a sponsor and on Ross Patterson Revolution.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah. and they're called squatters.
Yes.
So they buy all these properties. Somebody out there, and the problem with the trademark is you have to show first use and all this other bullshit. So you actually have to start a real company.
Right.
But if you have the money to start like low-key companies and buy those trademarks of like, fuck you LLC, or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, get fucked fuckboy.fuck.
Yeah,
is
dot pizza.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I'm still here. Did you think I left?
Can
Nope. Still here.
She's touching me.
I'm still here.
I like this, and congratulations to Eric Brunetti.
I love it, yeah.
That's it. Look, that's a hard T-shirt to sell to children. But
how do we feel about? I mean, that's not a slippery
Here,
slope.
no,
is
this
it?
here's the problem. Here's not the problem, but here's what comes next with this. Now that these companies can do this, all the censorship that happens on Facebook and Google advertising is going to be affected by this, because these massive goddamn companies are going to start using profanity, the edgier ones, and if you
you're right. Like one of our old sponsors was Grill Your Ass Off.
Yeah.
Right?
they get fucked with all the time for this shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they had to do something like on Facebook that was different. Like I want to
It's
say
just
it was
GYAO.
So after
or-
this,
Yeah.
they're not going to.
No, there will be more litigation, but
Yeah.
like I've said before about this kind of stuff, if your agency or mechanism or whatever it is becomes so ubiquitous that it becomes the standard for people, like a cellular phone, for example, people start to consider that a right, and then the government starts considering it a right as well. Like, you can't just box people out of your platform because it's private anymore, because it's become part of the public domain. At that point, Facebook and Google are big like that now.
right.
So they're only a couple of lawsuits away from not being able to censor any of this shit anymore. And that's going to be super weird.
Well, here we are. If anybody out there is trying to take get fucked fuckboy.fuck, obviously I want to know about it, because I need to get my hands on that.
Sure.
Need to get my hands on that raw
Sure.
meat.
Faggio jeans.
Yeah. I remember Faggio
Old
jeans.
school right
That was a
there.
big
Blammo.
deal to me.
I got
Old
a
school
call
reference,
from
I like it.
GoDaddy about our site
Really?
yesterday. They were just checking in.
Okay.
I wanted to be like, hey, have you ever heard of FaggioJeans.com?
GoDaddy.
Yeah.
I like it to be called Further Father.
All
When
right.
you've had
we
this
should
much
probably,
to drink,
We should probably move on. Yeah.
This is what happens when you've this is Drinking Bros. We've had a lot to drink today.
That's true.
I'm going to go to the next one. This one's my favorite of the week, I think. The Brazilian Air Force officer traveling with the president of Brazil en route to
Silva.
the G20
Yep.
summits was caught with 39 kilos of cocaine.
Cocaina.
38-year-old Sergeant Silva Rodriguez was arrested in Seville, Spain.
Here's the thing. If you're going to the G20, right, is there a better place to have that much cocaine on you than that? Probably not.
Find me the victim. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Find me the victim.
Well, the victim is because he was a
Victimless
drug
crime.
mule for a narco terrorist organization, probably.
Okay.
Because that's
Yeah.
the only people who operate in Brazil and Colombia now.
All right.
That's haberdashery to me, my man. I think.
Look, I'm pro drug use. I want to go on record.
No, not that, but it's Brazil, right? So
Yes.
you're going on brand.
Yeah.
Of course you have cocaine.
Yeah.
Big fucking deal, you know?
Right. I would say. I
What
would hope
if-
that you would.
What if cocaine were legal in your country and you were going on a diplomatic mission? I don't think they could prosecute you because you would have diplomatic immunity in most
Maybe.
countries.
Well, this one's a whole different ballgame. 39 kilos is a lot.
That's
it's not like you
personal.
took an
That's
8-ball.
personal use.
Yeah, it's not like you took an 8-ball and said this is personal use. 39 kilos is probably intent to distribute, one would imagine. But I'm no policia
That's 80,
officer.
that's 86 pounds
yeah.
of
yeah.
cocaine. Look, how much?
Policia.
What's the most cocaine you've ever done in one time?
Oof.
Were you?
No, I'm not like surprisingly, I was never a big Coke dude.
I see.
That wasn't my jam, really.
What about you?
So
Can you
no,
imagine at one time?
Yeah.
What's the biggest one?
an 8-ball probably.
I'm
Just take
just
down an
joking.
8-ball yourself.
I don't do. Come on.
No, I'm one of those people who
I've been whining pills since fucking day one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm one of those people too. There's too much going on. I'm already fast enough. Me on Coke, Jesus Christ. Good luck. Off to the fucking races.
How about
Yeah.
you?
What do
You
you?
must have an answer.
I can see you putting down a couple pounds at a sitting.
I've done half an 8-ball in one line before.
Half an 8
all
ball
right.
and one.
Yeah, so that's like 1.7 grams. Or
Yeah,
something
that's not terrible.
That's one line. I mean, over the course
Yeah,
of the
that's
day, we
like-
probably did like half an ounce of coke that day.
Yeah,
but you can do a lot
you can. You
if
can.
you're, if you're young and healthy.
So the point is 39 kilos, right?
I can't do that much.
Well, you
'Cause
never know
that's-
unless you try. And
No.
you gotta dream it to achieve it. So
I don't even know if you could consume that much before you died.
I'd give it a goesies.
Let's
if
do
I
it,
were
yeah.
you. You're doing the Hunter S. Thompson challenge.
I am. That'll be like maybe half an 8 ball of cocaine for that whole thing, just based on my calculation of what he did that night.
Okay.
And
That's
where
not
are
that
you going to
much.
do this at my kid's birthday or where?
Yeah, where is that, Dan?
Where's the first?
That's the plan. Yeah.
Okay. Because that would be very Hunter S. Thompson, don't you feel like?
Oh, yeah.
Like in the bouncy house, like all fucked up.
Shooting the kid out of a cannon.
Yep.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
I can, actually. And that's the scary thing. Because with the way you're dressed right now, you look like a rapist at a Dominican Republic resort. And I like it. I like it a lot. Don't know if that was said on this show
I'm
or
on the
another
Dominican
show, but-
side in that. Is that controversial to say?
No.
Listen, though. Listen. What?
They're apparently murdering people down there quite a
They're-
bit, right?
Tons.
No, they're not. It's not tons. 3 million Americans travel there a year.
Yeah.
We lost what? 4?
6.
6?
8.
6 out of 3 million?
Not a lot.
Not a
Jesse's
lot.
right. Probably just a
And it's
coincidence.
actually lower. They came out and said it's actually lower than previous years.
Ah.
So what is this? What are we doing?
Look at that.
What are we
Uptick in
doing to
tourism.
them?
Let's book a nice
It'll be cheap.
They're
timeshare.
actually Delta is giving flights away.
I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah, right
one,
now.
dude.
Like no shit, I saw
And
that.
find
That was
me
on
one-
Drudge yesterday. Delta's giving flights away to the Dominican Republic right
Oof.
I'll fucking take one.
now. So
Yeah, you will.
We're fine.
just
dude.
go across the border to Haiti, because that's where the real
Oh,
party
God.
is.
Lord.
My buddy,
Now we're
I
Done.
won't say his name because I don't know if this would affect him in some way, but he was on patrol in Haiti after the earthquake because our unit got sent down there
Yeah.
in the 82nd. And this guy walked up to him and was like, "Hey, we need your help. We need a medic, doctor, whatever the fuck he was saying."
Sure.
sure.
So homeboy grabs their medic, little group of people, and goes out there. It's like, guy's writhing on the ground. Like, hey, what the fuck happened to this guy? He's like, oh, he drank battery acid.
Ah. Well, that happens. Next story.
Okay, so at the
there's
end-
a new
all right.
flaw on the Boeing 737. Who cares, right?
Who cares?
I think it's a discovery of the old, like a discovery of what the actual old flaw was. So apparently
Yeah.
there's something in the computer system that makes the plane just nosedive for no reason.
I don't know, but I don't ever think about it. I don't even know what size plane I get on every single flight. And we travel.
You don't
every
read the
2 weeks.
safety manual on the back of the...
I don't ever read the safety manual. I don't ever ask the pilots. I don't ask the stews.
And they're saying
That's
that
short for
there's no.
stewardesses.
They're
Yeah.
saying there's no drop, right, in Boeing stock or anything,
No, I mean...
right?
it's-
Because there's only like flying is turned into just this crazy,
Fart tube in the sky.
waterboarding in a fart tube, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't complain about anything. You
No.
can't. You have no other choice. So if people are flying, even if it nosedives, we're still like, well, it'll get us there a half an hour quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
So-
the dichotomy of man is seen more in airplanes
Yep.
than any other place on Earth. And here's why I say that.
That's SimWorld in there.
the fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Big time.
The stewardesses or flight attendants, whatever the fuck you want to call them now.
Stews.
He calls them
stews.
stews.
That's what they call themselves, actually.
Really?
Yeah, still to this day. That's true. No
Hey,
one
what's
that's a
up,
flight
Stu?
attendant says flight attendant. They say stew.
Stew. Okay.
Stew, yeah.
Chief
at-
stew. Yeah,
at,
yeah.
At any rate, they hate all the passengers on board. Like, there's a story this woman told me, a friend of mine who works
just
for an
assume
unnamed airline, and that part during the end of the flight where they walk up and down and say garbage, like asking you to give them your trash, a lot of them visualize that they're calling you garbage as they walk down to make themselves
I've felt
feel
that.
better about what they've dealt with. And then on the other side,
Yep.
Yeah.
flying commercial fucking sucks,
Yeah,
dude.
it's
It is
awful.
the worst. Like, no matter how convenient it is, it fucking sucks. Waiting in lines, being around a bunch of weird ass, stupid fuck people that are dressed like they're going to the fucking going to sleep sometime soon. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's
put
their
some fucking
personal.
pants on, asshole, and take your slippies off. All right, get on the plane and act like an adult. Back in the day,
Yeah.
men used to wear suits on planes.
It's
That's all I'm
true.
saying.
Have a
And
little
they used to-
fucking pride.
They used to be able to smoke on those
Yeah.
flights too.
And
which
then
And I know
like
this
to
is
bring back.
controversial, guys, what we're talking about. People don't usually talk about flying. But we're going to come out and say that it sucks. And I know that's crazy, right?
Not at all.
Also, to circle back, I've hated Hitler even before it was cool to hate him. But anyway, flying sucks, right?
So here's
What, now you're going against me?
Danny going against the grain here.
No, I'm typically a contrarian, but I can't disagree with that one.
Also, for the audience, I want to let you know that the stewardess that Dan was fucking was from Spirit Airlines. So he wanted to say unnamed. Well, we're going to name it. That's
it
what we
wasn't
do
Spirit.
here.
I actually
It
wouldn't.
wasn't Spirit.
I wouldn't bang a woman that worked for Spirit, or even a dude. I wouldn't bang.
Yeah,
because
you
that-
called it Pirate, like under your breath, and I was like, did you just say you were fucking a girl from Spirit? And then you were like, no, it's Pirate. And I was like, oh, Spirit.
You
I
guys
was
are
like,
getting
what are you saying?
Yeah, you're
super weird.
banging a girl
we're-
from Spirit.
No, I'm
I
telling you.
remember her. She
I
had
wouldn't
Are we
even.
ganging up on
I
you?
wouldn't even
She
be.
had wolf teeth.
I wouldn't even be friends with someone who worked for Spirit or who owned stock in the company, because that is a shit company.
Well, last story we're going to get to this week.
Think about the idea of a discount airline.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get a tax or a price break on fucking Defeating Gravity.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I'm gonna pass on Spirit Airlines. Fuck that.
I'll hop on board.
All right, Dan.
I'll
okay.
hop on board.
We get it.
Last thing I want to talk about is the guy who spit on Eric Trump in Chicago. This is the second time this has happened this week. One of our soccer players, United States ladies playing in the World Cup, got spit on. When did that come back? I don't remember people spitting on people in a long time.
I don't know. I mean, I
14th
remember
century?
people throw shoes,
Rocks.
in the Middle East, and rocks, and
Yeah.
spitting is like, I don't know,
Who does that?
losers.
Animals do.
Yeah,
Animals do that.
monkeys throw their shit. I know.
Wow.
that. I've seen that.
Yeah, you have up close and personal. Whatever this is, like, he was pretty cool about it. He was just like, look, man, I'm fucking over this shit. Like, I'm used to
Yeah.
it, but can we not get the fuck off from the left with this stupid shit? I don't think I've ever seen, like, people's families or political parties disrespected in public like this for a very long time.
People were pretty hard on Michelle Obama.
Were they?
From the right, yeah. People were pretty hard on Hillary too, but she deserved it because she's a fucking retard and a total piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
But really went hard after Michelle Obama. Now people are going hard after even the children in Trump's family. Like,
It's bad. One of them lives here, by the way, and
Well, her family lives here, yeah.
But they're here all the time.
Yeah.
She's here all the time, and it's one of those things where you're like, it's never announced or anything like that, and it sucks that it has to be like that anymore. But it's kind of how it has to be anymore. And the fact that you can't go to a restaurant or sit down and have a meal without getting screamed out, shouted at, and then a phone jammed in your face on the video of like, yeah, we got them the fuck out of here.
yeah.
But that's being tolerant, though.
Yeah. Here's the stupid thing about it. The left talks about tolerance all the time these days. And then they talk about how ideology starts at the top. That's why, like, Trump's harsh language on immigration, they feel like has created some kind of uptick in hate crime. That's not true. There's no data to support that, by the way. It's just nonsense.
Right.
But they say that, and then the leader of the party last election, Hillary Clinton, calls the entire right deplorable. Right?
Yeah.
And then people wonder why the left has gone fucking absolutely ham doing stupid shit like this. What did Trump said, for a party that preaches tolerance, this once again demonstrates they have very little civility.
Yes.
When somebody is sick enough to resort to spitting on someone, it just emphasizes the sickness and desperation and the fact that we're winning. And he's right. Like, honestly, if you're in an argument with somebody and they're like, "Oh yeah, well fuck you," you won that argument.
Oh,
Right.
for sure. They have nothing
Like,
to
you
say.
won. Sorry.
Yeah.
If your response to his existing is to spit on him, he won.
For spitting on his kid. You're not even spitting
Yeah,
on
exactly.
him. You're spitting on his kid. And it's just
Exactly.
like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Again, if you're an elected official in this country, it should be off limits. And whoever's elected, respect him and move on with your life. You want to change shit, fucking vote. That's the last of it. We're going to get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, shall we?
Yeah. Drinkin' Bro of the Week is Jim Summers. He's the grandfather of our good friend Kurt Summers.
Yep.
He died suddenly this week. Big part of Kurt's life. Solid dude. Super helpful guy. Never asked for anything from anybody in return either. I mean, I spent today just finding out stuff about him. Mm-hmm. And he's apparently a super good dude. And Kurt obviously is a good dude as well as a good friend of ours. So
yeah, man, I was sad to hear that. Went to San Antonio a couple months ago for the first time.
Yep.
And I got to have dinner with Kurt, and he's an awesome dude, as are all the Drinkin' Bros.
Yep.
And so whenever something like this that happens unexpectedly happens, it sucks, man. And we just want to let you know we're thinking about you. And yeah, man, cheers.
Oh, and thanks for those.
Did they give
for
you
those coupons too?
Did they give you these little?
Yeah. So Trey Wetzel, who works for
right.
Black Rifle now, sent these. If you can see these on camera, these crazy ass.
You just have to watch the video
yeah.
show. We
Buddy.
can't even really describe.
No, there's
them.
no way to describe.
There's really no way to
I mean,
describe
I'm
them.
basically a baby,
giant baby.
Giant
They're
baby.
both
We're both
giant
giant
babies.
babies,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So they printed these things out and made signs for us, and then we went to dinner and there was an issue.
So we went to dinner at a place called Twin Peaks. Which how would you describe this to the audience? Kind of like a Hooters or
Yeah, it's like Hooters or
like a
what do they
lumberjack
call it?
Hooters.
Shitty
tilted,
titties?
Shitty titties, yeah.
Yeah.
Like tilted kilt or something like that. It's just like fucking semi-attractive women in their early 20s serving shitty food and booze.
Right.
They don't have
morals,
right.
our high standards, and
Or
that's fine.
degrees.
Or fathers, or father
Or high
figures
school
for
diplomas,
that.
yeah.
They're looking for father
I
figures.
am their father figure.
Yeah, it's a truth. But the hilarious thing is when we had dinner, we ordered like some chips and salsa, and I said, "Hey, this would be a fun flirty thing. Why don't you throw in a bowl of queso? I'll take some quesos."
Oh, you were having fun. You were
Side-
partying, huh? Let's have
Yeah.
some queso.
Side of queso.
Sometimes you get out there and you want a little hot cheese.
Ooh,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it. And she brought me over one of the little tiny ketchup things.
No,
what do you call those?
Like you asked for a
It wasn't
side
like
of,
a ramekin is what you would get like a creme brulee or something in.
Yeah.
That would be small.
Sure.
If you asked for queso.
Yes, it would.
But it wasn't even that. She brought you a fucking thimble basically full of a microscopic amount of cheese. It was
tiny amount of cheese.
It was an insulting amount of cheese, but that's not where the evening even began. We got there. We both order double vodka sodas because that's what we do when we get to a bar.
Yeah, we do.
2 double vodka sodas. It's easy.
2 ladies.
just a
because
couple of
it's
gals
Grey
on the
Gardens.
town. Yep.
Yeah, we're a couple of gals in the town watching our figures.
Yep.
And that's fine. That's where I am in life now.
Yeah.
But
Boomeranging.
that is the easiest drink on earth to make, and everyone knows what it is. So the first thing she comes
2 ingredient.
Yes, indeed. First thing she comes back with is a fucking double vodka shot. I'm like, no, that's not it. Add some soda water to it, and you had to explain to her what that meant.
And finally, I just went up to the bar, and I was just like, look, man, double vodka soda, fill it up. Like, let's get some ice in here. Let's figure
Let's
some shit
just
out.
do this thing.
The whole thing. And, like, so after that, it became a running joke all night. With the queso, I
Yeah.
just let it go, and I just kept asking her for more, like 3 or 4 more of those
Yeah.
little things. And Kurt had sent out these, when he sent out these posters to us, he sent me free chips and queso from Twin Peaks. About 3 of these guys.
Good job.
So Kurt Summers, man, you're a funny dude. We love you, and we know you're going through a hard time. And from the Drinkin' Bros, we just wanted to say we support you and we love you.
Cheers.
Fun show, drunk show, old school drunk. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, D'Anthony Holloway, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Fake News. Good night, everyone.